Hi girls. So for math today, you are going to need your worksheet that says 9-8. It's comparing weights. And I'm excited about this one because we're gonna need some tools to do a little bit of an experiment. So it might even feel like science a little bit. So I'm gonna use my balance, and unfortunately I could not send home a balance with each one of you, but this is something that helps us measure how much something weighs. Now at school or at home, you might have a scale that you step on that tells you how many pounds you weigh. Well, at school, we're gonna use this balance. So before we get started on that, I want you to think about something. Which one do you think is heavier? A car, meaning the car that your parents drive, a real car, or a toy car? Well, obviously, the real car is heavier than a toy car. And you know that because have you ever tried to pick up a real car before? If you haven't, you should try it later. It is so heavy. It would take lots of people to actually lift up a real heavy car. And it's also, we know that, that the real car is much bigger than a toy car. Now, sometimes things that are bigger might actually weigh less than something that is smaller. So it's a good idea to weigh something, to use a scale, or in our case, a balance, to figure that out. So I'm gonna do some experiments here. I've got a glue bottle right here, okay? And I have 3 markers. Which one do you think weighs more? The glue bottle or the 3 markers? You got it in your head? Okay, we're gonna use the scale and decide which one is heavier. So there, put that in there. Okay, you ready? Here's the 3 markers. Whoa, did you see what happened when I put those markers in there? The whole scale tilted down. That's because this side is heavier than this empty container right here. So we're going to try putting the glue stick in there next. Now, what do you think is gonna happen when I put this glue stick on the scale? You ready? Whoa, did you see that? So now my glue stick is heavier than 3 markers. Is that what you guessed? And this shows us that a glue stick is heavier than the 3 markers because it tilted the scale all the way down on the side that's heavier. So markers are lighter, the glue stick is heavier. Now I wonder, how many markers will it take to weigh the same as this glue stick? Do you think, or this glue bottle? You know how I say that all the time. I say glue stick when I mean glue bottle. Anyway, glue bottle. Let's count. I have 3 in there right now. How many do you think it's gonna take? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's starting to move. 10. Oh. How many do you think it's gonna take? It's gonna take more than 10. Are you ready? 10, 11, oh my, 12, oh my goodness, 13, oh, I think it took 13 markers. Now that's pretty even now, 13 markers. Oh, wow, so 13 markers makes them both weigh the same. Now they're even. What happens if I add some more markers? Let's see. 14, oh no. 15, oh now look at that, the glue bottle stood up. Definitely the markers are heavier now. 15 markers is heavier than this glue bottle right here. Wow, that's a pretty cool experiment. Okay, so what you're gonna do on your assignment today, on this side, I want you to draw 1 glue bottle. Well, it depends on how you want to draw it. If you want to draw 15 markers, do you see how the scale is tipped? You would draw them on this side because 15 markers is heavier than a glue bottle. Or you can draw a glue bottle and 1 marker on this side, okay? On this side here, do you see that? Oh goodness, there's a TV, and there's a DVD. Now, I don't even know if some of you know what DVDs are anymore, because sometimes we use them and sometimes we don't. But a DVD is like a CD that we use in our classroom when we listen to stories. It's pretty light. So they circled the heavier object, which is a TV. You are going to circle on this side all of the objects that are heavier, okay? On the other half of your paper, do you see these pieces of bread? You're going to circle the heaviest object, but then you're gonna make an X on top of the lightest object. Now, you might be looking at this page and thinking, Mrs. George, but what if some of them weigh the same? If any of them weigh the same, you can just circle both of the objects, okay? Have fun in math today. If you have any questions, just let me know.